I came out to my dad on his birthday. Hear me out. When I looked up men being naked, my little man rose up. When I looked up girls being naked, ooh, I was just confused.
Jesus, let me know. But they show no fish. Didn't say you found it, but she's still gonna hold on. Didn't say you found it, but she doesn't.
Hey you guys, today is a new video and today I'm going to be talking about when I came out to my parents. I'm going to be doing my makeup while telling this. The story is crazy. I'm going to tell y'all how I came out to my mom and I'm going to tell y'all how I came out to my dad. I'm going to tell y'all how things were going before and how things are going now. And then I'm also going to give y'all a little advice if you are thinking about coming out to y'all parents. And how do we feel about the nails? I just got them done not too long ago. I love them, honestly. It's literally so freaking tea. As y'all see, I got a new wig on my head today too. I just dyed this wig myself. I am a wig ambassador, but I bought this wig with my money too. This wig, it's a little thin, but it's gonna work, you know? But anyway, we're gonna get back to the story. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the post notification so you can be notified anytime I post. And let's try to get this video to like 2K likes, and I'm gonna give y'all another video. But anyway, let's get straight into it. The day I came out to my mom, I was like 16, I believe. And honestly, my mom, I knew she kind of already knew because of the things that happened previously. I could give y'all a little backstory on that. So, first of all, I remember when I had moved to Vegas and I had stayed with my auntie. My auntie had did a random search through my phone and she had saw that I was looking up men being naked. And when she saw this, I told her, please don't tell my mom, please don't tell my mom, please don't tell my mom. She told my mama. So that was the first kind of speculation that I might be fruity, right? My mom, she was just like, you know, she didn't really say nothing. And then I remember when I moved back to LA, I was like 15. I was 15 at the time. Okay, so I used to stay with my grandma and my grandpa. And when I stayed with them, they used to like do stuff for me. And I remember I broke my phone and like they took my phone and they went to a phone place to go fix my phone. And they was like, we need your password. And I felt a little skeptical because I don't give anybody my phone. Like, I was just like, I don't know, but they fixing my phone, so I got to give them the password. So I give them the password. After I get the password, not too long after, my mom is getting a phone call. And my grandpa's calling her talking about, Mitch, you want to be a girl and this and this and this and this and this. And I'm like, he really went through my phone. Like, that is crazy. And I think what he saw was me wearing like braids. And then I had a picture of me arched up. Girl, like it was bad. Even after that, my mom, she kind of was just like, And then I remember my mom asked me one day, she was like, are you, you know, she was like, are you fruity? I was like, first I said no. Then, like, it was another couple of months, she asked me if I was fruity. I said, I don't know. She said, what you mean I don't know? I was like, Mom, I don't know. And then, we didn't really talk about that subject too much, though. And I always was scared, too, because I'm like, honestly, I thought I was going to come out when I was 19. And I had moved out already, and nobody could tell me nothing. That was the plan. But things went differently. And I remember it was this one specific day. I was 16. And my mom, she had told me, like, me and her had got into, like, an argument. And during the argument, I forgot why, but I remember I had to tell her, like, Mama, I'm fruity. Like, I'm fruity. And she was like, no, you're not. And I'm like, yes, I am. She's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, I am, Mama. And she was like, have you did something with a guy? I was like, no. She was like, how do you know? I was like, I just know. Like, Mom, you know. Like, you know. Then, like, I went to my room. And then I remember later on that night, she came in my room to tell me that basically there's a lot of things that men can't do with other men. Like, she's like, it's going to be painful. And I'm like, my mama just assumed I was going to be a bottom. I understand why she assumed I was going to be a bottom. Because, you know, I'm the one with the cake and all of that. And I'm, like, feminine and stuff. But, girl. Anyway, yeah, she like, it's going to be painful. You don't get nothing out of it. And I'm like, Mama, if you seen the things I've seen, you would know this is not true. But what I told her, I was like, Mama, do you like girls? She was like, no. I was like, neither do I. I was like, do you find cooter attractive? Like, are you into cooter? She was like, no. I was like, neither am I. I was like, Mama, I don't know why, but if you put me in a room with the baddest biddies, I'm not gonna fold. I promise you. I'm gonna be on soft. I remember when I found out, and I'm gonna tell you how I found out. The way I found out I was fruity was when I had looked up men being naked and I looked up girls being naked. When I looked up men being naked, my little man rose up. When I looked up girls being naked, I was like, ooh. I was just confused. And I'm like, I don't see the appeal. Like, I don't see how this do stuff for people. You know, it's just really confusing. I don't understand. It's just like, no, like, I don't get a rise out of it, you know? And that was basically the end of that convo. At first, my mom, she didn't give me, like, a vibe that, like, my mom didn't give me no weird vibe. She didn't give me, like, oh, like, she didn't make me feel like I was being judged or anything. She never did that. I think for her, it was just confusing, and she didn't expect that. She was expecting me to, like, have a wife and have kids and have this, you know, and when you rip that away from a parent, not necessarily rip that away from a parent, and it's not even ripped away, technically, because I could still have kids, but when you kind of take that away, you gotta, like, kind of consider, like, oh, damn, like, okay, you know, put yourself in their shoes a little bit, but that's what I did. I put myself in her shoes. I was like, I understand why. It's not like you don't really understand it. You can't really fully understand a fruity person if you're not fruity yourself. You can try to, or you could get like a good understanding, but if you're not fruity, you're not gonna understand. Yeah, she never made me feel really weird about it. I remember she would just look at me sometimes. Like, I remember one day I had this afro wig on and a lip combo and all of this, and she was looking at me. And she was staring at me. And my mama like, what are you looking at? Like, I'm like, Mama, what are you looking at? Like, and she was just looking at me. But my mom is one of my biggest supporters. I love her so much. If I didn't have her, I don't know what I would have done, honestly. Like, I wouldn't know what to do. I love my mama dearly. She's still here with me. She still supports me fully. I love her so much. And I really appreciate her. My dad, on the other hand, and it's crazy, y'all, because the thing is, if you know my dad, you know me and him are a lot alike, okay? Not in any fruity way or anything. We are alike with our goofiness, like how I laugh and all of this, and like, I think I get a lot of that from him. And when I was younger, our relationship was really, really good. I wasn't really there financially, but he was there kind of emotionally. He was really hard on me as a kid too. Growing up, because I'm the oldest of all my siblings, I think it really hit for my dad because, you know, he would look at me, he would look at like him, like a little mini him. And he definitely expected to have like grandkids. And grandkids is a really big thing for him. And I'm going to tell y'all why. Remember this, okay? Yeah, grandkids was a really big thing for him. But when I was a kid, he would literally tell me about like how his life was when he was my age, and stories with him and my mom, and just like how things was back in his days. We would laugh, we would talk about all of that. He also drew when he was younger, and I draw. So we had a lot of things in common and stuff. I remember when I started going through puberty, and he could see that my body was becoming more feminine. My dad is more skinny, and my mom is thick, and then I started, you know, getting more of my mom's genes. And he was like, there's going to be weird people that's try to approach you or try to talk to you in a weird way and stuff. The people who are the most homophobic be having the fruitiest kids. My dad, he wasn't like rude or anything about fruity people, but he was just like, he wanted to kind of stay away from that. But I remember when I was 18 and I came out to my dad on his birthday. Hear me out. I know you're thinking like, what? You came out to your father on his birthday knowing he was going to be irritated. But let me explain. So basically, on his birthday, I had slept all day, right? And I didn't talk to him till 3 p.m. on his birthday. And he's like, why are you just now saying happy birthday and stuff like this and this and this and this? Mind you, I had graduated this year. This was 2022. His birthday's in December. So I'm like, I woke up late, and he's like, oh, like, you just don't do nothing with your life. Are you gonna go to school? Like, what you finna do? And like, how are you finna like make money and stuff? At the time, I was on TikTok. I'm still on TikTok, but I was on TikTok, and he didn't know. I was at 200,000 followers, and he had no idea about it. Some of his family members would try to tell him like, oh, Mitch is on TikTok and stuff, but he never like looked. He never wanted to go check. He just like literally just let me do my thing. He never tried to go look for it or anything. But yeah, I had 200,000 followers. I'm wearing wigs on there. I'm wearing braids. He has no idea about this. Anytime I saw him, I made sure I didn't have no braids in. I made sure I didn't have, and I remember one time I saw him, I had braids. Yo, why I had to kind of braid my hair down and put on a beanie and a hoodie, girl. Oh my God, it was a lot. It was a lot, y'all. He is oblivious. He don't know what's going on, and I'm like, I am making money on TikTok, and he was like, I hope you're not doing nothing weird on there. And I'm like, yes, I am. And his definition of weird is gay. That was my way of like coming out to him, and he kind of was just quiet for a minute, and he didn't say anything, and I was like, damn, like I really told him, like that was my way of telling him. That was literally the end of the call. He like was quiet for a while, then he hung up, and then mind you, that was December, early December. The next time he spoke to me was March 5th, the day after my birthday. He didn't say happy birthday. The only thing he called to say was, I don't want you to be fruity around your siblings. Like, he was like, yeah, like, don't, like, keep the fruity stuff away from them, because I don't want that to, like, rub off on them and stuff like that. And so I have 6 siblings. 3 of them is his kids, including me, and then 3 of them is my stepdad's kids. I don't think he was really worried about my stepdad's kids, but his kids, very much so. Whole time, these are most likely fruity, and he got one straight one. Already, there's no need to rub off. There's no rubbing off. I can't make them fruity. Mind you, there's 2 boys and 2 girls on his side. I'm one of the boys, and then my little brother's a boy, and the other 2 are girls. He got a stud daughter, and then his other daughter is like a tomboy, kind of. Anyway, so yeah, he called to tell me that. And I'm like, wow, like, that's all he wanted to say. That's all he wanted to say. And I'm like, okay, wow. And I guess after that, he had like, after I told him the first time on his birthday, he went to go look at my TikTok. And after March 5th, the next time I spoke to him was July 7th, I believe. And this is 2023. And he's like, he's talking a lot. He's telling me like, yeah, I don't really like that. I don't really support that. He was like, why are you being like fruity like this? Why are you being a whore? Like, you over here doing this for men attention. He was saying a whole bunch of dumb stuff. He was like, are you trying to like be better than your mom and your sisters? I'm like, no. And he was like, are you trying to dress better than them? I'm like, no, I dress more feminine than all of them. And he was like, are you trying to show them how to do it, how it's done? I'm like I'm laughing at this point. Like, I'm like, you're actually like saying this. Like, this is really coming out of your mouth. You think I'm trying to outdress my sisters and do all of this? he was like, he feels like I'm fruity because I can't pull no baddies or any of this. And like, he was like, so you just went on to men instead. And I'm like, boy, that's not the case. I pull plenty of women right now, as is. As is. Even back then, I was pulling women. That's not nothing. Okay? If I wanted that, I could have that. Trust. I just don't want that. There's a difference. Okay? The craziest thing he told me is that he would put a gun to my head and make me do something with a girl. He would put a gun to my head and make me do something with a girl to give him grandkids. And I'm just like, wow. Wow. From that moment, I got quiet. And I was just like, wow. My father told me that. The dad that once told me that I was his miracle child. Oh, because I'm fruity. That really hit me. I was like, I can't trust myself around you ever. You're dangerous to me now. Like, you're actually a threat. Like, you would actually do that? That's not crazy to you? And then after that, mind you, I wasn't even crying yet. After that, he proceeds to tell me stuff like, yo, siblings are embarrassed of you. He's like, your little brother's embarrassed of you. And I'm not gonna lie, when he mentioned my little brother being embarrassed of me, that really hit me. Like, I started crying. I started having a panic attack. I was just like, wow. Like, it's like he just kept saying stuff that'll hurt me. Like, he kept trying to hurt me, and that was his way of getting the gay out. That's not gonna work. That's not how that works. You saying all of that is giving me a panic attack. Now I'm having a panic attack. Now I'm feeling sad, and I'm feeling like angry and all of these different emotions. I can't breathe. And I'm low-key having an asthma attack too because I have asthma. I'm like, wow, like you really like, wow. Then he's telling me like, oh, like, I'm gonna talk to you later. I'm like, okay. So then I'm just sitting there crying. And I'm thinking, I'm processing everything that's going on. And I'm just like, wow. And then I put a wig on after. And then I put a wig on after. I put this orange bob with a bang, and I looked cute, and I was just gagging. I'm like, yeah, I'm never gonna see you in person again. And it's crazy because honestly, when I think of my dad, I don't even when I speak on him, I don't necessarily talk about the bad. When I speak on him, I be like, I remember the good times. I don't have strictly bad memories because there was good times with him too. He probably looks at my social medias. I don't know. If you see this, hey dad. Hey, how you doing? I don't really know too much about what's going on with him. He obviously doesn't support me. And honestly, I really don't care. I think what made it easier is the fact that he didn't do much for me. Like, my grandma, my mom, and my aunties was like doing stuff for me. He didn't do nothing. He wasn't there financially. He wasn't helping my mom. He tried to keep me away from my mom when we were younger. Like, he gave me a phone and didn't even let me call my mama. He said the only person I could call is him. What? Like, my mom never did that, mind you, ever. I was like, wow. And then you try to keep us away from her, only made us want her more and want us to stay away from you. I've thought about hitting him up multiple times, but I don't think he's ready. I'm probably not even ready. But I made a promise to myself when I was 17 that I'm going to live for me. I'm going to live for me and I'm going to do what I want to do. There's only one other person I'm gonna live for, God. And I need to work on my relationship with him. I don't really talk about God on social media a lot because people feel a certain way about fruity people, still believing in God and stuff and not taking it serious about it. But I am Christian. So, yeah. My advice for, my fruity people out there, the ones who are closeted, the ones who are DL, if you feel like there's a possibility, if there's a chance that your parents will support you or at least not kick you out the house, or if you have somewhere else you can go, then yes, come out. Because I do not advise anybody to stay closeted forever. Because you got to think about it like this. There's other people in this world who are 50 still down low and they can't express themselves the way they really truly want to. And that is very, very painful. Imagine living for somebody else, not even doing what you want to do, and it's your life. Like, that's crazy. I could not imagine doing that. It's not easy. And I didn't choose to be fruity. But here I am. And it's either try to stay in denial about it or try to hide it, or just accept it and be the best you can be. I chose to be the best me I could be. But if you feel like your parents would kick you out or hurt you, or don't say shit. Don't say a damn thing. Okay? Do not say a thing. Do not say a thing. Do not say a thing, girl. Because you don't want that to happen, Don't do that. Do not do that. Unless you want to be outside, or, some people just don't play that and they will kick you out. Okay, y'all, so this is the finished look. And I have some black and orange in the back. I need to fix the black, but I really like it. This is the inspo. Anyways, I love y'all so much. Make sure y'all like this video. Make sure y'all comment if y'all have any questions or any concerns. I love y'all dearly. Bye.